Hey, what's up, everyone? Back yet again with another trailer reaction, and I'm joined by
Ashley.
This one is for The Shape of Water. It is the latest film by Guillermo del Toro. It's probably one of my favorite directors of all time, if not my favorite working director right now. Don't know too much about this movie. It was kind of like, heard little bits of it, but quite frankly, it's Del Toro, so whatever it is, I'm sure I'll be very much intrigued. So, without further ado.
If I told you about her, the princess without voice, what would I say?
Eliza, come on. Eliza, hurry, hurry.
She deaf?
Mute, sir. She can hear you.
You clean that lab, you get out.
This may very well be the most sensitive asset ever to be housed in this facility.
You may think that thing looks human. Stands on two legs, right? But we're created in the Lord's image. You don't think that's what the Lord looks like, do you?
This creature is intelligent, capable of language, of understanding emotions.
When he looks at me, he doesn't know how I am incomplete. He sees me as I am.
J'avoue, je n'ai bavé pas vous, mon amour. Avant d'avoir eu vent de vous.
The natives in the Amazon worshiped it like a god.
Get him out. What are you talking about? No.
We need to take it apart, learn how it works.
I don't want an intricate, beautiful thing destroyed.
We can do nothing. I'm sorry.
Don't do this, Eliza.
What is she saying?
Don't do this.
Oh, God, it's not even human. If I told you about her, what would I say? I wonder.
Yeah, fall's shaping up to be good.
So it's definitely not what I was expecting, but
So I'm. By the way, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Doug Jones as the monster. For those of you who know, Doug Jones has been a long time collaborator with Guillermo del Toro, wearing a lot of the creature suits. He played some of the insects in Mimic. He was Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies. He played some of the ghosts in Crimson Peak. Usually he appears some kind of creature in one form or another in a lot of his movies.
I wonder if Ron Perlman will be in this one way or another too.
I hope so. I really do. But yeah, so
It's like a love story with the Gill Man.
it's so charming. I love it. And here's the thing. I'm assuming it's the Gill Man or like his homage to the Gill.
Yeah.
They said he was in from the Amazon. And the thing you gotta understand about Guillermo del Toro, one of the things I love about it, he says he'll never show up to set if there's not a monster in his script. And right away, I was like, bravo, sir. But he loves monsters. And even when they're the villains, he always still kind of paints them in a sympathetic light. But he loves monsters. So I like how his story of, like, essentially the creature from the Black Lagoon, basically, the monster is the sympathetic one. The monster is, he loves the and I love that, this could easily be like a creature feature horror movie. They have some creature containment. The base gets locked down and the creature it could easily be that movie, which, to be fair, I love that movie too. I have a few of them on our shelf right now. But because Guillermo loves monsters the way he does, I love how he told this story instead. It's different. And I also love that he's doing a smaller film again. Again, I love big blockbuster spectacles. We actually just saw Valerian today, so we want to talk about big spectacle sci-fi, which, go see it, by the way. But I also like smaller films, and I love how he'll go from like a big, massive, like, blockbuster movie to like a smaller film.
Well, didn't you say that he
he couldn't wait anymore to see if Pacific Rim 2 was going to happen because he wanted to make this movie.
Yeah, because and that's kind of the story like all his films. Like he ends up not making what he signed up to do initially because he doesn't want to wait. He was originally going to direct Pacific Rim 2, but then Legendary is being bought out by a Chinese company, and they needed to basically wait for all the fine print of it to kind of go through, and they said, we're gonna have to wait another year before we can start production on Pacific Rim Uprising. Essentially, at the time it was called Pacific Rim Maelstrom. And Guillermo was like, well, I can't wait that long because I want to do Shape of Water, and I want to go. And he walked away from his not only a sequel, but a giant, big, $100+ million budget film to do essentially a small little film. Because for him, he doesn't care about the size. He cares about the story. When he falls in love with a story, he's not thinking about how grand of a scale or how small. If he's passionate about this story, it could be a giant kaiju, mecha, extravaganza, or it can be a little small love story between she's mute, right? Not deaf. A mute woman and the Gill Man. And in that moment, he is just as passionate about this little story as he was the big giant mecha kaiju film. And I love that that's why he did Pacific Rim, because he couldn't wait any longer to do The Hobbit.
He's so versatile in the types of films he does. So.
But they all feel like a Guillermo film, no matter how big or small they are. They all have like his thumbprint on it. They all feel like you can see the aesthetics. Like when they were showing like the facility and they're cleaning, some of it looked like the base that Hellboy worked out, and you could see a lot of those design aesthetics that Guillermo just loves. And he's a big fan of practical effects. He loves CGI, and he'll use CGI when he has to. But if he can do something just as well with practical, he does. So the Gill Man looks like it's predominantly a suit, which is fine. And honestly, for a smaller film like this, it saves on the budget. But I don't know. I love it. I love the fact that we're getting another small Guillermo film. And I love that we're getting another Guillermo film. And I love that all his movies, they're like I said, they're versatile. There's different kinds of movies. I mean, last time movie he did was a gothic romance, and now we're getting.
Well, and I was gonna say too, I'm kind of glad, because obviously the Crimson Peak, the reason that movie got, it didn't get hurt, but you know what I mean, it was mismarketed as a horror movie.
Yeah, because the studio didn't
they could have easily probably done that with this too, and I'm glad they're not. So
change the music a little bit, give it a creepy score, show some more creepy shots of the creature in the water and people looking over their shoulder. They could have easily have made this.
So I'm glad they learned their lesson.
Yeah, granted, it's Fox, but it's Fox Searchlight, which that's like a division of Fox that does like smaller films. So I think once you see, Fox knew what they were getting, and they weren't trying to sell it as something else. And that was the problem with Crimson Peaks, is that he was making a gothic romance, and they were like, well, I don't think people are going to want to see a gothic romance. Let's tell them it's a horror movie instead.
There's all these ghosts in it. This can't be a romance.
Yeah, so the audience was misled, but not by Mr. Del Toro. The studio told one thing, and but once you get past that, I think you still find it's a fantastic film. Yeah. But like you said, I'm glad this time around they're not trying to disguise.
You get that charming music right off from the beginning.
Yeah, they're not trying to sell this as a creature feature monster movie where something's going to break loose in a lab and start slaughtering people. They're being very upfront that this is what this movie is. So if you're looking for Alien with the Gill Man, you're not going to get it here, which that's fine. Like I said, I mean, they're going to be doing a Creature in the Black Lagoon movie soon anyway, so I'm sure we'll get that movie. Yeah. But no, I don't know. It's very, very charming, and I love that. And I love that Guillermo del Toro can do that kind of thing with a character like this. And it doesn't seem weird that this woman is falling in love with like a big fish man. It's not, it kind of, because technically it's kind of bestiality, I guess, in a weird way, but. Because
we just got done watching Beauty and the Beast. So.
Yeah, really. So why the hell not?
Maybe he's going to turn into a prince after.
I hope not.
No,
that was the saddest part of Beauty and the Beast, when all the hair and claws go away. I'm like, oh, now he's just a dude. But yeah, no, so I don't know. But what did you guys think? Do you guys follow Del Toro's work? Are you kind of familiar with maybe some of his bigger films? Do you like smaller films like this? I feel in an age where we get a lot of really big, blockbuster kind of movies, which again, I have nothing against. I'm not going to be like some kind of, film buff elitist type. I love movies of all size and caliber, so sometimes in the mood to watch big budget extravaganza, and sometimes in the mood to watch something like this. So I'm glad we're getting a nice balance, and it's coming out in the fall, like Blade Runner 2049. So the fall is shaping up to be
Shaping Up, Shape of Water. See what you did there.
Oh, wow. I'm so clever. I didn't even realize. But yeah, so what did you guys think? You guys like this? You know, you're looking forward to it? Do you like kind of the charming, kind of very sweet vibe that this trailer is putting off until they show like a second trailer and then you see people being ripped apart like, well, never mind. But yeah, give us some of your thoughts. Let us know. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel. I will leave a link in the description section below as always. And please do so here if you have not done so. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace!
Peace.